My father-in-law tried to ruin my reputation and marriage. Now I'm raising a baby with a son he hates. I met Grant in law school. We built a good practice, bought a house, and put off kids because there was always one more trial. When he finally agreed to a private adoption, I was all in. I was 35 and knew I wanted to be a mother. After a year, the agency abruptly denied us. I submitted my psychological audits immediately. Flawless. Grant kept delaying his financial releases. Stress, timing, always something. Looking back, that was the first real crack. Then the gala blew everything open. His father had been drinking. He looked right at me and said it was a tragedy Grant married a woman whose mental baggage made her unfit to raise a child. He said Grant should have married his co-counsel. He said she didn't have a broken brain. Heat climbed my neck and my vision blurred. I snapped. I told the whole table my clearances were pristine and Grant was secretly stonewalling the agency. The room went dead. Grant acted humiliated. But what did he expect me to do? Sit there while his father branded me defective for sport? A month later, I brewed coffee and asked for one honest conversation. The bitter scent was still in the kitchen when he finally admitted he had submitted his financial checks months ago. He was drowning in hidden gambling debt. He hid it because his father taught him flawed men get cut out of the trust. That was the moment I realized I wasn't just arguing with my husband. I was arguing with his father's ghost. We started counseling. We talked about debt consolidation. For a few weeks, I thought we were finally a team. That's when the real bombshell dropped. His father found out and went feral. He called nonstop, blamed me for the gambling, and showed up uninvited. I came home early one day and found him in my locked study, going through my filing cabinets. I heard metal scraping before I saw him. He said he was hunting for my therapy records because he knew we were lying to cover up my instability. Get the hell out of my house, I hissed. He kept digging. Then Grant started crying. You're being too harsh on him, he whimpered. I laughed once. That night, we had the worst fight of our marriage. I said I was tired of feeling married to both of them. I said if he couldn't protect me from his father, he wasn't fit to be a parent. The second it left my mouth, I knew I'd gone too far. He stood up. He shoved me violently against the bookshelf. My head slammed into the wood. Then he walked away. Then the door slammed. I slept on the floor, staring at the ceiling, listening to the ice maker cycle, wondering how this had become my life. The next morning, he was gone. His father started telling relatives I had attacked Grant in a manic episode. Weeks later, Grant met me at a bistro, slid signed divorce papers across the table, and said we were on different paths. Then he admitted his father convinced him my anxiety made me abusive. Grant's brother, Hayes, had been checking on me. He was the family black sheep, a carpenter his father treated like less. He brought hot meals, dragged me on walks, and talked to me like I wasn't a monster. I couldn't tell if I was just shattered or if this was the first time I actually felt understood. Nothing happened while I was married, but after the divorce, we got closer. Then, we started dating quietly. Of course, his father turned that into proof I had been cheating all along. At that point, I was done defending myself to people who prefer lies. His father tried one last smear campaign to get me disbarred and it failed. I kept the house. I kept therapy and I kept moving. Now I wake up next to a man who actually stands like a shield. We just finalized the adoption of our baby girl, and for the first time in years, I'm not begging for a place in my own future. My ex reached out after the adoption news. He said he regretted letting his father pilot his life. Maybe he did, but some damage doesn't get undone just because the right words finally show up late. His father drove by one last time and tried to warn Hayes that I'd abandon him, too. Hayes looked at him and said, "No, you just lost your punching bag." Looking back, I thought my marriage was disintegrating. Really, it was clearing space. I didn't lose my chance at a family.